Hey guys, welcome back to Their Like Unfiltered. If you're new here or you guys are just clicking it for the first time, my name is Samia Bari. I'll be your host. Today we're going to be talking about habits to build in your teens and early 20s, as you guys have seen in the caption. Uh, this is supposed to be a very podcast that is supposed to help you as a stepping stone in your life. Although I'm also being on this journey, I hope we can come together to start this. I just turned 20 this year, Alhamdulillah. And if you guys are my gang, you know how stressful you're thinking about it. How does the future seem? How do you want the future to look like? And what to expect exactly? How are we expected to know who we are, what to do? You get. And before I turned 20, I took myself on a journey to check one of the things that are most important in our life. What are the things that I need to correct, and what are the things that I do not even need to correct? Did you get? Or how am I supposed to prepare myself in this aspect? And I'm sure a lot of us are thinking about it. And tell me why on my 20th birthday, I didn't feel special. I mean, if you ask 13-year-old me, I would say, oh, I'm definitely going to be like taking a plane to Paris for my birthday. And I know we all do that Dulu stuff. And it's not really Dulu because a lot of people are actually living it. But if you're not at that stage in your life yet, there's still time now that you are in your 20s or your teens. We don't want to be later learning this lesson when we're already old or when our marriage and now we have to take care of our children. It's easy to turn back now. It's easy to pick up what you want to do and also strive for it or learn a new skill. But when you get your hands full by then, you don't really know what to do about it. And all of us know that once you're 20, it's remaining like 3 years, 4 years, five to get married, to have kids, to get your hands full, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. And if you are still in your 30s or your 40s and you are listening to this, it's not too late to turn back. Don't get me wrong, I just mean that if you're in your teens or 20s now, it's still a stepping foundation for the rest of your life, not when you literally have the bricks on your land already. So, this is 12 points that I've put together, and I just hope it helps you in your journey. Seek knowledge, that's the first point. Seek knowledge. I know that all of us know what, if you're Muslim, I'm sure you know the first verse that was revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, even though it wasn't the first verse in the first chapter in the Quran, it was the first verse revealed to him, and it said Ikra. Ikra means read. That means knowledge was the proper foundation to begin with. We have a lot of scholars in our Islam, psychologists, lecturers, and a lot of role models that we can find in the Quran and the stories we've heard when we were younger. And that is a lot, guys. It's a lot. So if you think that you don't want to learn anything, I'm telling you, knowledge is also an aspect of Islam that it is very, very important. I'm trying to remember the word. Okay, guys. So, like, if you're a Muslim and you don't learn Salah properly, you don't read the Quran very well, or your pronunciations are wrong, or your wudu is wrong. Sometimes you think that Allah is not listening to your prayers or anything, but are you sure you're praying it properly? No, you are not. So if you're not praying it properly, how do you expect Allah to listen to you? And we've already heard this a lot of times by scholars when they give lectures. Someone can pray for 60 years and have no solar. These are one of the aspects, and I'm sure we don't want to be one of those people. May Allah not make us one of them. Amen. So, learning is a great aspect of your life. Owning a skill. L- Knowledge is power, both in your faith, in your future. Don't stop learning. Grow academically as well, because you knowledge will never stop. It will continue to advance and it will not wait for you. And knowledge is key because whenever you stand inside any event you are in, it can tell from the way you understand stuff, the way you ask your questions, and also business, wealth. How do you build this foundation? How do you present yourself to the world? What do you use those knowledge for? To educate people, to protest for people, to be an activist. It's not too late. These are one of the skills that we are meant to be owning, and it can later help us in midlife crisis. Because when you fall down to the ground, you can always pick yourself up because you own that skill. And if you are someone that has talent or knowledge from different aspects, any door that open in your life will be easy to clock in. Not just, oh, this is my specialty, and then that's the one you have to get on. What if you never come back on your feet in that aspect of your life? What if you do, that's not your career path that Allah has chosen for you? And blessings come in different way. If you are not ready for it, it will just pass you by. Number two is cleanse yourself. Bad habits. Cleanse yourself means don't leave your dishes in the sink. Immediately you're done, wash it. That's a bad habit. This is what I mean by foundation hygiene. You see, everybody comes out from different household, and you can definitely tell what they are like from the behavior, their habits, what they do. So it doesn't really have to be the house you come out from. You can always change it. You can always get a better hygiene and just doing everything so that you don't become the exact same person that children actually complain that, oh no, it's from the same household, that this is how we do in our house. No, what kind of mother do you want to be? What kind of father do you want to be? What kind of teaching do you want to teach your children? Backbiting, all those stuff. And these are one of the most common sins in the Quran that we do in our daily lives without knowing it. So anytime you find yourself doing these things, pinch yourself, step out of it, or just try to continue to change those habits. You see, when you continue to try and change it every single day, it gradually become part of you. It no longer seems like an habit. Instead, it's replaced with a good one. Number three, choose your friend wisely. This is very important, and most of the times we fall into these scripts. It says, "Show me your friend, and I'll tell you who you are." The kind of person you are is the kind of person you attract. Surrounding yourself with people who are in the same level of mentality as you. If you feel like this place is deranging, this place is not what I want to be in the future, then go to somewhere where you make friends that are higher than you, that you learn from them regularly. Not just people that, oh, you have to be the one to be the higher person in the relationship. What I mean is like you are praying. This is something you don't know about friends. Their habit sinks into you gradually. You don't even realize it until you sit down and think about it and say, wait, I'm doing exactly the thing that this girl does. If you're someone that pray regularly, or you're just trying to continue to build your iman and read the Quran and trying to, you know, maintain self growth, and you start to hang with these people like this, you realize how low your iman start to get. You realize you lose your soul. You realize you don't do those things that you do before, that Allah will be pleased with you, or we actually get you to an higher place in life. This is why you should choose your friend wisely. Sometimes you don't even hang with them, you're not close friends with them, but because you work with them, you are easily dragged into their standards. And everybody starts to look at you as the same person. They start to look at you that, oh, is it not these guys that hang with the ones that sleep with guys all around, those kind of stuff. And then before you know it, they just call you a hooker to without you them even knowing if you are or you're not. And this is one thing that a lot of us fall into place with. So realize who are those friends that are impacting in your life in a good way, and who are the people that you need to cut off, because you might think it's not harming you, but it's really doing a lot of things. So sit down and check yourself. These people I'm hanging with, are they the right friends for me? Are they the right groups I want to be in? Or I want to be one of those groups that later we can sit down and read the Quran together, understand, or if someone that can drag me to the masjid to say let's go and pray, because that's the kind of friends you need. And fourth, don't use celebrities as your life foundation, guys. The fourth is pick the right role model. A lot of people mix this up, mod- role model with admirers. Yes, I can see someone I like and say, oh, I love it. I love what she has built for herself. But nah, I'm never going to say she's my role model. Why? We don't know the life she has gone through. We don't know the life she's going to live. And if you that's your prayer point when you say, oh Allah, I want to be like this person, girl, you are doing the bad thing for yourself. Because do you know what kind of threshold that person has? You might not have the same strength they have. They might have passed through a lot of abuse and everything, and you are praying for her life, and then you meet the exact same thing, but she make the different decision for herself than you, and then it continues to affect you for the rest of your life while she continue to live a better life. Do not make them your life foundation. Celebrities are human beings. You don't know how their life ends. Pick people that you know how they've lived before, that even Allah acknowledged them. Do you understand what I mean? Like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his wife Khadija radiallahu anha, she was also known as one of a big businesswoman. A lot of scholars to follow in our Quran and in our religion. And so these models, they are very, very standard. They don't mislead you. And even if you leave that kind of prayer point for yourself, you know that, okay, this is where they lacked and this is where I need to work with. Do you understand what I mean? So if you even pray for their kind of life, at least you know what aspects they failed and what lessons they've learned that you can apply to your daily life to become a better version of them. That's what it's made. So don't mix up role models with admirers. Of course, admire what a lot of people have built, the kind of work they did, the kind of honor they have. But I can build mine if I know the exact way to start. And what's that? Proper foundation. Yeah. Number five, do not rush into marriage. A lot of us Gen Zs like this, we feel like marriage is going to cure all our needs and everything. And if you do not take care of yourself, you feel like, oh, you are not exercising, you are lazy, you have bad habits, and you expect to marry someone that is righteous, that it does work out, that he has a very standard job. Allah has said it before, you marry exactly who you are. He said, righteous men are for righteous women, and righteous women are for righteous men. So if you want someone exactly like you, you must work towards it. You must make sure that your skincare is good. You must make sure that your skin, like you are someone that if somebody comes and asks for your hand in marriage, you will sit down and say, okay, this is the kind of person I want, not the other way around. That you be just be the person thinking that, oh, this is the person I want. Will that person want you back if you are not up to the standards that they've brushed themselves up to be? They do work out and you are obese. Trust me, obesity is not a bad thing, but if you don't work on yourself, you really become someone that everybody ignores. Sometimes they don't even look at your they don't even take time to get to really know you because physically you are not who they needed. Do you understand? That beautiful wife, you don't need to be very beautiful. You just need to be like, be able to stand on your own. And if you want a ideal type, you have to be the ideal person yourself for somebody else to want you. And that is it. Like, so if you're rushing into marriage, trust me, you fall into the pit because you are not up to that standard. And in the end, you end up marrying someone at the same standard that you are. And then later in the marriage, you complain. It says, number six, invest in yourself and not relationships. A lot of us do this. And even though we are not allowed to be in around relationship, we even do this in friendships. Don't get me wrong. When I say relationship, I don't just mean marriage or boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean every aspect of your life. Is it a boss relationship? Is it invest in yourself? Brush up that skill. What kind of mother do you want to be? What kind of role model? Do you want to be someone that another person can look to and say, "Oh, I admire what this person have built"? Do you want to be that perfect mother that your child can just come and say, "Oh, guys, this is my mom"? Do you know that standard you want to stand in, and make sure you're comfortable with it. So if you invest in yourself, you will never lack because most of our mothers married a lot younger than they were. They didn't have this opportunity that we have to learn different skills, to build ourselves into a standard where even men's inshallah we won't fall into the wrong marriage because a lot of things have changed now. So many men beat their wife. So where do you run to when you have no job, you have no skill? Do you understand? So if you invest in yourself, you really don't have anything to worry about because you know you can always stand up for yourself and have that connections that you need to bring honor and love to yourself without the influence of any other person except Allah. Discover yourself. Section 7, discover yourself. Find out what you like. A lot of times we do this, we don't know what we want until we try it. Of course, if you find out what you like, have this full experience of food, event, activities, you don't get impressed about what anybody brings to your table anymore. Because why? You've tried it to yourself and you realize what you love and what you don't like. And if somebody just bring it to your table, you just be like, oh yes, sorry, I already had this before. And you know what you want. Nobody can convince you. So if you discover yourself, try out that sport, try out that new activity, take yourself out for a solo dinner. You don't need friends. Friends are really under it. What do they even call it? Sorry. But friends, you don't really need friends to do these things. Although it's hard because you don't have anyone to keep you company, you don't have anyone to um let you have that experience of friendship. But if it's only one friend you have, said, and you realize you discover yourself, you train yourself to the best version, you don't need anybody to be backing you up. Because once you discover yourself, you realize the people you need and the people that you don't need anymore, which is the very great way of standing alone because nothing freaks you at that moment. And if you find out that there's a new thing that came out, you can always come back and try it again. Why? Because you've discovered yourself and you know what you love and what you don't. So, number 8, cut off bad habits and apply good ones. Bad habits is very hard to change, and all of us have this. Is it talking too much? Is it re- doing those uh things that you don't know bad habits will you replace them with better ones. Like when like this now, we all have this habit, including me, waking up in the morning and the first thing you do is carry your phone. Do you understand what I mean? The first thing you do is carry your phone. Why will you carry your phone early in the morning instead of you to do your money as car? Do you get me? So if you these habits they change your life, they won't change what you start to do every time. Like normally we rush before, like trying to read the Quran after our Salah. It's very good way of calming yourself down. It lets you focus on the things that matter. Let you focus on connecting with Allah. Taking time to make your dua. Studying every day, at least one page. You realize that once you start to read it, before you even know that you realize that it's sticking to your head. You don't need, not when it's exam time that you be putting full on pressure on yourself. When you're reading it every day, you during exam time you just only have to revise, which is very very convenient. These things are some things that slow us down when you don't have time to practice them. So if you realize that this is a bad habit I have, take it down, and when you catch yourself doing it, always try to change it, because it will later help you. And the more you do it, the more it becomes an habit. You find it that it's starting to replace the former one that you had. So it's not always easy, but it's always good to recognize what your weakness is and cut it off, so you can be the perfect role model that you want to be and become a better version of yourself. Number 9 is value your time. Like, availability doesn't always equal value, guys. Don't waste your time on always showing up for everyone else. Build your self-worth by studying, learning skill, writing, or exploring career. Make sure your time has meaning. Do not go to those friends that you just sit down there and you talk about meaningless things all day, when you could have been using that to practice a new skill. And this is something that we all do. So wasting your time doing those things is not good. If you use your time and sleep, at least you know what you use your time and do. Not that you sit down there and just talk all day. So make sure that you're not always available. Don't get me wrong, it's always good to show up for good friends, but sometimes, are you sure it has meaning? Does it add value to your life? So value your time, value what you use your time to do. Not just even with people, but with yourself. And build real confidence. This is one of those skills that is needed in the real world. Confidence. Anything you do in your life needs confidence, because when you walk into that place like you own it, people respect you. It's not that you just sit down there and your head is down. People will push you. But when you walk in there like you know it all, is going people will easily first use their high value to push you up at a high standards. Some people that don't have knowledge, confidence is one of the key that they own that. So they get to good heights without even knowledge. Although don't get me wrong, oh, knowledge and confidence is always the best combination. I'm just trying to use it as an example that some people don't even need, once they can speak their mind and they are able to make a visible point, that maybe for once in their life they actually made the right point, they just get to high standards, high friendship, classic friends, good connection. Confidence is the key. But when you add confidence with knowledge is the ultimate key for a life. You get me? It is very powerful combination. Number 11 is develop the right mindset. Right mindset determines success. People who with challenges still achieve great things because they believe they could. Whether in the gym, in school, or career, your mindset will shape your outcome, because a lot of people don't know this, but what you think is actually what you act on. So if you don't have the right mindset, you cannot continue, you keep going in your old ways and it's not going to work for you. So the right mindset always determines the outcome that you're going to have. And focus, number 12, focus on the Akira and not this dunya. Allah warns us that Whoever focus on the dunya will find their affairs scattered, and poverty will be placed between their eyes. Guys, we don't want to be one of those people. You realize that once you plan your life around Allah, and whenever you are reading the Quran and you focus on the meaning, you don't, for us that we're not Arabs and we do not really, that Arabic is like our third or fourth language that we are learning as Muslims, is always at, we do know the surah, sometimes we don't know the meaning, but I would advise you to always read the meaning, learn the meaning of what you are saying, because it gives you a better understanding of your connection with Allah. It gives you better fear for Allah. You know, when you just sit down and you're reading and you just realize that, okay, like Surat al-Qiyamah now, and you're reading it and it's talking about the judgment day, and when you just read it like that, it keeps you grounded. It keeps your life around the religion. It keeps you making sure that you are not making those mistakes. Okay? And whoever focus on the akhirah, you find out that Allah will gather their affairs and bless them. Because why? They own a halal business, they are passing good message to the world. And they're making sure that whatever they do is in pleasure of Allah. And Allah have said it before, if you do something for the pleasure of Allah, Allah will give you something better. So, guys, I hope this has helped you a lot, and you come with me to this journey to this self growth. And I will see you guys in the next episode.